Hi there. I'm here to tell you about checklist functionality in Herbst Trucker. So this is an additional feature on top of the routing function, and its ability to do checklists on the handheld device like this. So here's my handheld device, and that's actually my standard routing sheet. But if I go to the top left-hand corner, what I have is I have a menu, and I can create a new checklist. So a new checklist, and then I have my different forms available to me. And if I go here, I can press checklist here, and I can specify vehicle make. So I can go down here, and then if I press it once, it says tick, but if I press it twice, it says that there's a problem. I'm just going to tick once, go through each one, and this is basically an example of a more complicated form. If you have a problem with an issue, what you can do is you can add a description, and also you can add a photo. So the nice thing is once you fill, also you can make it that these options can be mandatory or optional to fill in this. So basically your form can get as complicated as you need to, or obviously you're going to try and make it as simple as possible, but it can get quite complicated. And then if I go finish here, check details, want something else there, and I go finish. So basically that's an example of something that I didn't fill in. I go finish, I can save. It can work offline or it can be uploaded automatically, and what it does is it goes straight back into the system as a contact. But also what you have access to is you have access to your old checklist history here. So if you're stopped on the road, you can prove that you did a checklist on that day, which is quite important, I believe, for some people. Now, I showed you a checklist for a vehicle checklist, but really what I'm here today to show you is the ability to do a checklist when doing a delivery. So here I have Peter. I have to do a delivery to Peter. He's here. I go back, and what I can do is I can say, Peter, I'm going to be there in 25 minutes. I can send him a text if I wanted to. And you see here in the bottom right hand corner, I can automatically start my form and checklist form if I want to. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to forget about that, and I'm going to start unloading, and what I'll actually do is it will go to next, and it will actually prompt me to do a form as part of the procedure. So you can implement things like ISO forms, or here I'm going to have a simple form. So green, it's a simple one, obviously. Red, blue, all good. And then sign, finish. And basically what's happened here is you can see down here at the bottom, I've created a checklist along with now my additional items, so I can make modifications if that's relevant. I have to sign for the modifications. Go OK, next. I might have returns, and then I go next. And then basically what happens is the customer can see all the information. Look for a name before I get a signature. So in this case I got two signatures. I got three signatures. I got one signature for the adjustments to the original delivery docket, another signature for the form that I did within the delivery docket, the quality control form, and the third one I did for actually a sign-off, a final sign-off, where it just shows everything at that point, at the end point. And I press finish, sends everything back to the MH office, HQ, and including a signed certificate or form. And here I have in the background, can you see that? Yes. If I go refresh, you can see I've got a few more now. I can double click on it and you can see I've well, it's a different form design, but you can see here's the description of the form, everything filled out. And if it was if there was an error, it would be scheduled as a defect and you could follow it up. So for example, you could have a check form on a delivery docket on each delivery where the driver can specify whether or identify where there's an issue with the product that requires following up on the office side. That's one example of where a checklist might be useful, apart from also reminding the driver or the person that's actually going on site that they might need to do other things and to confirm that they have actually done things. And that is the checklist. Here I can see checklists, and I can see all my old information. And that's it.